Yeah, I don't know how many people are criminally in my Google account. That's a very serious crime. I don't know how many people are criminally connected to this phone from SIM card theft. Also a very serious crime. I don't know how many people are obstructing justice of me whistleblowing on my Facebook account. Also a very serious crime. Yeah, okay, so I've proven that this case is not an investigation. It's a civil conspiracy, deep fake, fraud, framing, smear campaign that is trying to blame me for things that are totally false. Everybody that has always known me, including my ex husband and anyone who has lived with me, been in a relationship with me, or been close to me, knows that they have never, ever heard me say any kind of spell or do anything Satan, witchy, creepy, or perverted. In fact, they have seen me protect their kids, including the neighbor and the coach that I watched their kids very, very closely to make sure that they were safe and fed well, fed better than they were fed by their own family, as far as healthy foods go, and protected in the safest ways. Okay, so I've also proven you wrong that I'm none of those people in the identity mismatches or misunderstandings or facial recognition errors. I don't know how you want to word that. How can I prove this? Well, because I have a digital footprint. What's a digital footprint? Let me lay that out for you. Every single place that I've ever been, my heartbeat is monitored by the Internet of Things patent. Yeah, all of you guys too. So you can leave your phone at home. So you don't have to have pacemakers or hormone implants or nanotechnology from shots, or nanotechnology from Xanax or whatever. Nope, you don't even need any of that. Our nervous systems, brain, heart, spine, endocrine system, blood flow, is connected to the internet. Wild, right? It's called the Internet of Things patent. It was implemented in 2009, 2011, Obama and the Clintons. They started testing and implementing it in the 50s, along when the Disney put that movie out. You can find it on YouTube. I've posted it a few times with the weather geoengineering. No, geoengineering has not been abandoned, like Google is going to falsely mislead you and deep fraud fake tell you, along with all the other deep fried fake coming from fact checkers and all that. No, I'm the fact checker. Yeah. You want to find out some facts, then you get your information from me. I'm the fact checker because everything that I provide is a legal, documented evidence. So let's back it up a bit. So my bank records everywhere I've lived, my phone records everywhere I've lived, my digital footprint from my heartbeat everywhere I've gone. Any of these places where they're literally different people with different identities, different names, different races. The Gloria chick, the toxic lady, she's Latin. The TikTok chick that got arrested for groceries, she's Latin. The places where they got in trouble, I've never even been to. My heartbeat digital footprint knows that I've never been to those places. My GPS on my phone knows I've never been to those places. My receiving and spending money on my bank account knows I've never been to those places. Okay, now let's move into the speaking things into existence blasphemy. So that's doing exactly, I'm a Christian. I've always been a Christian. If you don't know that, well, you should have asked me clearly and directly instead of playing scripted setup games, you psychos. Yeah, that's deep fake too. That's also fraud. That's extortion, exploitation. It's called staged, scripted street theater. In other words, if it's in a home or business or outside in a parking lot, and people are coming up to the parking lot pretending that they're talking and whatever, but they're running their exhaust intentfully to get it into my camper. That's street theater. If somebody comes walking near my camper and it seems like that they've come in my camper, and they never have, because nobody's been in here except for two people from the homeless center, and no, there's been no sex in this camper. None. Zero. I haven't had sex at all since my last boyfriend. Not any kind of sex. Not oral either. Nope. no sex. Been completely celibate since January 2023. It is April 2026. I'm not a hoe. I don't trade myself. You wish. Yeah, no, it's very hard to get with me. Yeah, I've been promiscuous a handful of times. Nobody gives a fuck. In fact, a couple of them were just like something I honestly regret. No, I've always been courted. I've always gone on dates. I've always been in long-term relationships. I'm always been loyal and not cheated. I never cheated on my ex-boyfriend. I never cheated on my ex-husband. I have been pregnant one time. I have had one kid. I've never had an abortion. I would never consider it, even though I say things I don't mean when I'm upset and then repent 3 seconds later and apologize because I have a conscience. Yeah, that's another thing. So back to the I don't speak things into existence. I don't think things into existence thing, because everything I've ever posted or shared has already happened. That's what people do that expose and whistleblow. They share things that already happened. So you got to be dumber than a freaking doornail if you think anybody can speak or think anything into existence. The power of the tongue is a metaphor, just like gouging the eye out. God doesn't want everybody to go around and mutilate themselves and gouge their eyes out. Are you freaking morons or what? For real right now, the power of the tongue is not going to actually kill somebody. Now, you guys did ruin my reputation, and you've put stuff in other people's minds to make them think I'm some sort of witch, Satanist, pervert, whatever, because I didn't understand the term Mason is a freaking construction term. My ex-husband, almost every man I have been in a relationship with, my father, all construction. That's a Mason word. I had no idea what a Freemason was until recently when I found out what Illuminati was and all that. Did not know about any of that. No, you can see eyeballs in front of a doctor's office or a neighborhood watch. That's not Illuminati, you stupid. An image or a symbol can have many different definitions and many different meanings depending on the context of it, depending on where it is and what it is symbolizing. Okay, you guys are freaking Fruit Loops. The food words, yeah, I didn't know what those were. In fact, I'm pretty sure my ex-husband made up that safe word for my child. So let's talk about that fact. And then my bio mom has been going into my Google account and criminally manipulating my email, been planting pictures like weird prehistoric looking stuff on the side of a building. Yeah, my bio mom put that in there. I didn't put that in there. And if you believe that, I'm laughing at you. You're fucking dumb. Okay, so yeah, deep fake fraud, educating you guys on that. So the mind controller patent, every company has one. Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube. They have mind controller, mind reader patents, nervous system controller patents. The Internet of Things patent proves there is no such thing as the law of attraction or manifestation. Yes, you can cheerlead yourself and encourage yourself and others, and you can pray. Prayer is the only thing that's real. Yes, affirmations are a form of cheerleading yourself. Go for it. Do whatever you want to do that helps yourself, but it's not going to manifest anything. And it is not going to speak anything into existence, and only God speaks things into existence. If you are going around and you're a church leader or a church goer and you have got this disillusionment in your mind, that's Satan disillusioning your mind. That's the mind controller patent that literally is controlling your mind. So as a fellow sister in Christianity, or maybe you're not a Christian, maybe you're Catholic, Jehovah's Witness, non-believer, New Ager, or into all this manifestation stuff, I'm correcting you. Yeah, I am. I'm debunking you. You're just entirely wrong. And God despises when people play God and think they are God. And that's what you're doing.